Before I joined Rich Stylist Academy, I was in a weird place. I went from having a really full book to being a mom and having to cut my clients down to 3 days a week, 4 hours a day in those 3 days. And it was tough, and it really didn't work out the way that I thought it was going to, and we had no childcare. So I had already decided that I was gonna just do my extension clients because I could work 2 or 3 days a month and I could figure out childcare for that many days. So then we'd already made that decision. I set my date of March 1st, and then I started seeing Rich Stylist ads again. And I was like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing extensions exclusively. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. If she has the answers, I need them. Like I have a 9-month-old, and I'm only available max 4 days a month, and I don't have time to figure this shit out. And I really went into it with a mindset of like, this probably isn't for me, but what's the harm? Like, what can it hurt to just see what it's all about? So I filled out the form. I listened to every single podcast episode. And by the time I finished that, it was like, okay, this probably is for me. This probably is the right jump. And I got to talk to you. And we had a really good conversation with Caroline on our Zoom call. Yeah, with my daughter. And I mean, it just fit. It just felt right. It just felt like what I needed to, one, step up my extension game. I've been doing extensions 8 years out of my 10 in the industry, and I have never raised my prices a single time. So teach me how to do that. Like, teach me how to elevate the experience and value myself and my skills to make the money that I need to be making, because I have a baby and we have expenses and, that kind of thing. So that's really what it came down to. So when I was faced with a decision of these 12 hours a week in the evening where I'm missing I don't see my husband, I don't see my daughter, I'm missing out on things with them, I'm stressed to the max, I'm not able to pump because I'm double booked at the salon. I hit this point of I have to change something, and I'm not gonna sacrifice my family. And I really had every excuse to just throw my hands up and be like, I'm not doing hair anymore. Like, I'm just gonna be a stay-at-home mom, and that's that. Because what the hell else am I gonna do? Be an extension-only stylist? Oh, hey, there's a good idea. And then here we go. Now I have an educator who that's what she does, and that's what will help me to make this work. So my 4 days a month are actually worth it. And now I'm opening a salon. So one thing that Ashley always says is, the only thing worse than an excuse is a good excuse. And I had every excuse in the book. Like, I'm in a tiny town that's it's the middle of nowhere. It's a ranching community with 8,000 people. Who wants extensions done in a tiny town like that? I have had a 9-month-old baby and a husband and animals. I had every reason to not do this. But I also had a full book of clients before I had my daughter. So I knew that there was plenty of people there for me to reach. And I knew it was time for me to step up my business and eliminate some clients that I didn't love. But I had no idea how to do that. And I had no idea how to just do extensions. I've been a full service stylist all 10 years. Like, I don't know how to do anything else. So I had lots of excuses and really, really good ones. But yeah, it just was deciding. It was the deciding that I could also be better than what I was doing. I could also offer a better experience than what I'd been offering, and be better for my clients, really educate myself and do better by them. I booked my first 2K client within my first 60 days. I joined February 28th. I had her on my books for April 7th, and she was a $2,600 client, $2,650. That was a huge professional win for me, because that is like money that, what the fuck, right? Like that people don't spend a couple grand on their hair. That doesn't make any sense, but they do, and they should. And my biggest win personally is having time with my family. I got to see Caroline's first steps. I get to be with her all day, every day. Like I have more time at home with her. So that's my personal win. Client that I saw that day was game changing, but like her tip alone was $265, which on top of the $2,650 for her hair and her application and all that, her tip amount was the exact amount I needed to pay my rent for the week and my babysitter for the week. Like, not just that day, the whole week. And so I was like, I must be doing something right, because this is exactly what I needed. And I got to take the rest of it home and pocket it, pay off bills, like buy Caroline some cool stuff, like whatever I needed it for. So there's so many things, but if I had to pinpoint one, the best thing for me since joining Rich Stylist is the mindset. Accepting that you can do bigger things. Like, there are better things out there for you, and then expecting it. I told Ashley in our podcast episode, like, the mindset stuff has actually drawn me further into my faith too, which has been huge for my mindset. Like, it's a total full circle thing. Just kind of knowing that you have that support system behind you, and that she's not just some person off the street. Like, she's done it. She's proof that it works. She's insanely educated and has so much knowledge and tips and tricks that are helpful for my business and my clients. She's just a wealth of knowledge, and that's really nice to have the option to fall back on. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, help, you know, and she's got it. What's really different about Rich Stylist from other Facebook groups I've been a part of, other education I've taken, things like that, is, well, we'll start with the education. You pay them the fee, you take the class, and you're on your own. Like, there's no support, there's no Q&A, there's none of that. Other, like, extension support groups I've been a part of, it's just trash talking. Like, it's really not helpful. There's none of that in Rich Stylist. It's always constructive, very little criticism, just a lot of construct, just a lot of support, a lot of positive reinforcement, and a lot of wins, like, and celebrations. Like, everybody wants you to be successful. The whole group does. And just like this, you know, we're here today, like, it feels like a family. It feels really cool.